Hey, what's up YouTube? Bran-san here, and this is a 2v2 battle. This is not my battle. I told some of my clanmates that if they wanted me to host some of their battles, do commentaries, I would. And this is one of the replays that was sent to me by my teammate, or my clan member, Bruno. And this is a random 2v2. He didn't actually go into this fight with a partner, and the matchmaker partnered him up with George Jr., and he is fighting 7 Sam, Bruno, no not Bruno, Bran-san and Winsauce. So I'm going to pause this real quick and do a quick rundown of army composition. On this side, in white, we have my actual clan member, Bruno, and he has 2 bow warrior monks. He has 1 matchlock Ashigaru, he has 2 Naginata warrior monks, 3 lone swords, heavily vetted. He also has these 2 Naginata cav, and then he has 2 Great Guard. And then you go across the map and look at what Bran-san from 7 Sam brought. He has 5 Lone Sword units, 1 Matchlock Warrior Monk, 1 Nodachi, 2 Katana Sams, and 2 Yari Cav. Is that Yari Cav? Yeah, Yari Cav. Alright, and then you look over here, and you can see Bruno's teammate, some random, but I'll go over his army composition regardless. He has 2 Matchlock Warrior Monks. Directly behind them he has a Yari Ashigaru and a Naginata Warrior Monk. 2 more Naginata Warrior Monks on his flanks. What's that? 3 Nodachis and a Katana Sam. And up in this forest he has 2 Great Guards and a Yari Cav. And directly across from him is Winsauce. And Winsauce brought 10 Lone Swords, 6 Yari, what is that? I wrote Yari sauce, that's funny. 6 Yari cav and 2 Katana cav. Yeah, that's one thing to note. If you take notes, make sure you write, clear, legible notes. I guess I was looking at his name and I wrote that down, and I wrote down Yari sauce instead of Yari calves. As you can see, I'm going to start off on this right flank. I'm not going to go into too much depth on the battle over here with his teammate because, quite frankly, he gets steamrolled, and yeah, it's not too good. But you can see on this side with Bran-san and Bruno, they are both trying to close on this shrine. And the only ranged units that Bran-san brought were that 1 Matchlock Warrior Monk and 1 bow Warrior Monk. But you see Winsauce, it looks like he's reinforcing Bran-san with 2 units of Katana Cav. And Bruno go ahead and he halts his forces, back a ways from the shrine. And I think this is like the first mistake on this side of the battle. He did not, put his general in stand and fight right away. If you're going to attempt to make a stand from any one position, you might as well just get your general down and stand and fight. But you can see he's going to go ahead and advance his bows. And you can look at their stats right here. They only have reload skill right now of 67. So if he was in stand and fight already, they'd obviously have a better reload rate. And here he advances 1 Nagi Monk Cav and 2 of his Great Guards ahead. Trying to get a look at his firing lines right here. He's not really in range to take out his archers, but Bran-san does a smart move. He puts his archers on these Naginata Monk Cav. And that's probably the hard counter for Nagi Monk Cav. Besides, ground spear units, arrows tear these guys up quick because, they only have 2 armor. But he's going to rapidly advance, all of his sword infantry. He's going for a quick melee smash. And you can see he has his general up here. He went ahead and rallied. He only got the rally off on that side. And now you can see the matchlocks on Bruno's side are engaging his infantry. And he went ahead and rushed his 2 Grey Guard here and his Naginata Monk Cav. But he probably should have held that Nagi Monk Cav back, let it, build up its war cry, and then used it in the fight. And, right here, he does fine with his Great Guards over here, but I wouldn't leave them in sustained melee. Look how rapidly this unit's already gone down to 24. It's almost a half strength. And, he does fine, but I would have, hit him, pulled him back, and then went and hit him again. And you can see he's committing the rest of his infantry. 7 Sam brought a lot of sword units to this match, and here he makes a breakthrough right down this middle line and gets a straight attack on these two warrior monks. Yeah, these two bow warrior monks, the general and the matchlock Ashigaru. So it definitely would have helped Bruno if he had a spear unit back here to defend these range units while the rest of melee was being committed. But you saw his Nagi monk cab did manage to get a war cry off on that left flank, which destroyed the morale that he had left, and now he's going for the general's bodyguard. And this side's going to fall pretty quickly. And now you can see these two Yari Cav. Bran-san kept them back. He didn't bring them to the fight. He might have done better if he had them up here protecting his general or whatnot. But I mean, that's pretty much the battle right here. The general's going to go down quick. These units are going to rout. And Bruno still has a great guard to deal with these Yari Cav and an Nagi monk Cav. And you know, he's still got this Katana Cav from Windsauce back here, you know, in his general and bow units, but he did pull back a Naginata warrior monk to deal with that Katana Cav. It doesn't look like he's taking too big of a hit. He still has decent strength. He still has half of his bodyguard left, and his matchlocks are half strength, but you know, they aren't completely obliterated. So this battle's over, and I'm just going to show you over here. His teammate simply got overwhelmed. Windsauce, you know, with those 10 lone swords, he was able to cover a wide front and just completely envelop him. And I'm not sure what happened to that one matchlock unit, but right here you can see these matchlocks are not spread out enough. They are not covering, you know, a big enough field of fire. And look how easily he's just going to maneuver around these Yari-Ashigaru and a spear wall. And you know, I'm sure he just wasn't concentrating, because right here, you know, his bodyguard unit is getting raped. And I think that's ultimately what does him in for the battle. If he had pulled back that bodyguard unit and kept his general in the fight, his units would have stood, you know, a lot stronger. But here you see him just go and throw his bodyguard, you know, into another sword melee, which is kind of ridiculous. And you know, he's got his great guard in here, but it's kind of late to bring them in this fight. There's not really much he can do. Bruno's trying to bring the rest of his troops over, but you know, by the time he makes it, the rest of George's units are going to be obliterated. And you can see Windsauce is over here in last stand, so his units are definitely bolstered. George has no general now, and you know, that's pretty much the fight on this side. And that's what happens when you get stuck with these random 2v2 partners. And you know, despite how much you like playing them, I would definitely suggest, you know, not going in with randoms. Definitely take a friend. As you can see, you know, 7 Sam, they go into battles with friends. But here's the rest of George's units routing, and I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this. Obviously, you know, the better army left standing is Windsauce's, so there's not much that Bruno can do. He might have been able to hold up on this side of the river and, you know, slow down the impending attack, but he goes ahead and tries to go in for, you know, a reinforcing maneuver, which just doesn't work well. And here's George maneuvering his one unit away, like it's not really going to do anything. And you can see here, he's about to get overwhelmed. His general's in stand and fight, but it's not going to do enough. His bodyguard is still at full strength. And as you can see here, his general's about to waver, and that's the battle. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Bruno wanted me to upload this. He was pretty proud of beating Bran-san, so I'll definitely give him that. And if he had a better teammate on this, then I'm certainly sure they could have swept this battle up. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be uploading some more clan videos as time goes on, and they are sent to me. So take it easy, see you next time.